high mind sphere. I'm sure that most young people today, from what I've seen, usually have what is called a dream or ideal campus target. So there are many from the past until now who want to enter a campus that is really top, whether in Indonesia or abroad. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Yesterday, during the SNMPTN graduation, or maybe UTBK, or even before graduating, there were so many who ended up taking photos at their dream campus while praying. I want to get in, oh Allah, Amen. Well, many of them hoped that their lives could change by getting into campus. This dream, and if I may be honest, maybe I was one of them. I didn't take a photo on campus before the UTBK because it was far away. But I really wanted to get into a state university because I felt like I would never be able to get into a state university because I can't expect it. I used to be ranked 20-something, and to be honest, I cheated on exams every day. I hung out at work. No one would have thought it. Just ask my friends in high school or even junior high school. No one would have thought it. I swear, Evan. To be able to enter UI is like impossible. You try it. Just ask my friend and you could say that actually. Thank God I got in, and after I got into one of my dream campuses, my life changed drastically. I even took part in a block competition at one of these educational institutions in 2015, which was a really long time ago, and it was still in the old days. Right? It wasn't the YouTube era, I think, and I won, man, in that blog competition. And I'm sure the blog competition committee definitely gave me the win, not because of my writing. So it wasn't because my writing was good, but because it was a story from zero to hero, right? My life in the past was really bad. I told you a lot of stories. If you want to see them, you can check the description link. Okay? And I really remember the other fun thing. The pans line for my blog posts, right at the bottom. I said this. I'm the one who's stupid. How can I not? Great. Yeah. If I remember correctly, Surya was like a dream until finally. After that, you could say that my career became calm. Yeah. No. It can't be said that it was completely calm. Yeah. There were definitely many obstacles, but you could say that my career took off quite fast. It's said that from the beginning, suddenly I started dreaming of the UI Faculty of Psychology class. 2015 became the chairman of BM in 2018 until now. I have been able to build 1%. Maybe some of you who watch this video may have had a dream campus and maybe some of you finally got in. Some didn't. And maybe for those of you who didn't, you still regret it. Until now, and for those of you who have entered, you might regret it too. Because top campuses usually have difficulty getting in and also difficulty getting out. But if you look at my experience, you could say that my career has skyrocketed since I entered. Maybe that's a factor. I'm lucky because I'm only one person out of maybe thousands, or maybe hundreds of thousands of people who entered a state university. And then their lives changed. It could be that there are also those whose lives didn't change, or maybe even got worse. After entering campus, it could be that I'm in place-time situation, maybe the right year. Until finally, I felt my life changed drastically since entering the campus of my dreams. And that finally made me wonder. That's why I made this video. Is it true that people who enter a good campus will be successful? In this video, I will try to answer using some research that I read. It could be paid. So if, for example, if you have a comment, or if you disagree, I really want you to comment on your disagreement. Or if you agree, you can comment too. And I suggest you watch one video before this video ends so you can get the sound. Okay, music. This is not an advertisement. But before I get into the discussion, I want to let you know that now you have the opportunity to contribute directly to the 1%. Video topic, and the method is very simple and free too. You just have to write a video topic suggestion in the comments column with the hashtag #Curhatenpersaners on the topic. It can be anything: personal finance, philosophy, anime, Korean dramas, or your personal experiences. What seems cool to discuss. The best comments will be the topic of discussion in the next video. And we will include it at the beginning of the video. Okay. So I'm waiting for your story or confession, and don't forget to use it. Hashtag #Curhatenpersaners. Okay, let's go straight to the video. Now I'll repeat the question. Is it true that studying at a good campus Regardless of the major, can it make us better in the world of careers? Or in the world of work? Or maybe life as a whole? The answer is, according to I'm right. And I'll explain why it's like this. You could say that many parents believe that. Yes, that entering a top school is very important to support the success of the child, especially in the career field and thinking like that. Actually, it is quite reasonable. Why? Because we ourselves often see many ministers, officials, startup entrepreneurs, and so on. If we check their educational background, they went to college. Here, there is a privilege for graduating from a particular campus. Usually, we just look at the simple ones. Our president, Mr. Jokowi, is a graduate of UGM. Mrs. Sri Mulyani is a graduate of UI. Mr. Ridwan Kamil, the ITB issue in Indonesia is like that. The officials force Bird, Bill Gates, even though they are DO2, from Harvard dude, so from a good campus too. And you could say that there are also many people out there now who are, perhaps in quotation marks, powerful, perhaps successful, are graduates of universities that are often targeted by many people. And it turns out that according to research, it is true that there is a relationship between the university ranking and the performance of its graduates. And in the research that I read, there are actually many parameters that are measured. So it's not just a matter of salary. How much is the position, but also cooperation with members of the leadership team, leadership, language skills, technical skills, emotional intelligence, creativity, and other research that I read. This one analyzes about 294 universities in 79 different countries. And this is certainly a very large sample. Yes, the results of the study show that graduates of good universities have better performance in several dimensions, and their game performance is actually quite far apart. If we compare it with people who are graduates of universities, who might just ordinary. Why is it like that in my opinion? Firstly, because of the competition. Because the recruitment of the best campuses is very tight. So the ones who can get in are probably only the top 0.9% of my department. I think the ratio between applicants and zero is probably 0.9%. That means out of thousands of people, at most only tens of people were chosen. Namely me. Out of tens of thousands of people, there were only a few who were chosen because of luck, or because they had privileges. Maybe they were already smart from the start, rich, etc. And so on. I think I feel like I'm one of the lucky ones. If I look at it from the background, and apart from the competition and recruitment issues, that's the first thing in my opinion. Secondly, there's also a gap in the quality of education. Maybe at your favorite university, the curriculum is usually the same. The quality of the teaching staff is better. The access to facilities is also more complete. And there is access to large institutions too, because its reputation is already good and so on. The Alumni Association is also probably stronger, so the money is also a lot. And what's quite a lot of advantages, if we look at it from the research on HBR, right? This is not just that, but there are also factors like relationships that make us able to take advantage of various opportunities on campus to achieve success in the future. Even though not all top campus graduates can do that, it goes back to individual performance. In the end, it's like this and that. It's not automatic, so there are also many guarantees of success. Why do those who have entered keep coming back? Oh, is that so? As the former head of BM on campus, I witnessed many people who couldn't survive. Even those who did were up to 10–15% if I recall correctly. Now, I'm curious about the question. What if we go back? If you have graduated from a mediocre college, for example, you have graduated from a college whose quality may not be as good as the top ones. What do? Actually, there is also research that shows that on the contrary, graduates from mediocre colleges actually have certain preferences. For example, they have the same high motivation and work ethic, maybe even higher than people who enter a campus that is okay. Why? Because they are required to work harder, be more independent without the embellishment of the name of the university. And there are also many names of successful people, even though they are not from the campus, stop, or even they don't enter the campus, school. Like that. There are also those who are successful. And you, look for the names of people who didn't go to school like that on Google. There are lots. Well, from this I finally have a follow-up question. Actually, are there any skills that we can learn? Whether from a good campus or an ordinary campus, so it doesn't matter discrimination that everyone can learn, so that we can first survive in a life that seems to be getting harder and harder. Prices are getting more expensive, right? House prices, oil prices, and so on, right? Millennials or Gen Z are also threatened with not being able to buy a house now. Can we or not? For driving. To be successful? Well, the answer is yes, it is possible. And there is knowledge. And I have actually discussed this in previous videos, one of which is a video about privilege. There I discussed about unfair advantage, one of the interesting books. You can check it out later. It's just a video, but I suggest you finish this video first. What skills can be learned? So I found that what forms people whose campus is okay, this could be okay. Okay. It could also be that it's not just the campus, but rather the skills of each individual that shape them. So, okay. And me, as a psychology student, I finally tried this. What are the soft skills for? What is the curriculum? It's just ordinary. Psychology students are like that. So I make training and so on. So I finally tried to see what I could possibly share. I taught myself as content so that people can be helped. And after I tried, I found surprisingly many of the skills. The skills that I wrote in 1% that I made as a curriculum were not obtained from the education system, not from formal schools or colleges, but rather from the environment. And these skills can actually be learned by everyone. This is what really drives me and the 1% team. Percent to create the current life school curriculum, which is actually much more advanced. Yes, starting from the lowest level, there is one to a fairly high level. Yes, the name of the school. Yes, we call ourselves 1% Indonesian Life School. The name of the school must have a curriculum. And there are levels. So actually, I am also one of the mentors at 1%. And when I handle several clients who mentoring in 1%, there are also many of my clients who feel hampered because they didn't get into the campus they dreamed of, and in the end, it limited them. So maybe you could say the term is fixed mindset. Right. And I found that many people are mentored. But in my opinion, you don't really need to worry. The real homework is just to learn things that we don't learn in school. How to do it? I'm not going to promote here. Actually, promotion is free. SAN is as simple as that. If you suggest, I just watch YouTube every day because honestly, I get a lot of knowledge when I watch YouTube. And I was also inspired to create YouTube and this startup too. Please do that now. Maybe there weren't any playlists at that time. 1% or on other YouTubes. Maybe now there is already one. I have compiled it with the team. There are top 10 videos that I compiled. You can check it on the 1% channel. There is 1% base. There is also a playlist that discusses certain problems. For example, overthinking, discussing productivity, and losing self-confidence and so on, and it's all free. Man, if it's a campus, right? Pay. So if I may suggest, we can all actually watch on YouTube. You watch the videos until the end, because this way, you can perfect the skills that you already have and also build soft skills that you may or may not have had before, or after you went to college, can also increase your chances of leveling up. This has also been proven from various research that we have done. Yes, in 1% of universities, that is one of the factors, maybe an important factor. Yes, if you can get a good university, why not? But there are also many other factors, including factors outside of yourself. Luck is also a factor. I'm curious. Yes. From now on, if you are still on campus, this is the right time. If you are already on campus, it's never too late. You can join the 1% community. It seems like the ages vary. There are 20 to 40 and it's free to try. Just try the free online tests at 1%. So what? So you can know what the situation was like before and now. Starting from career prospect tests, there are digital career prospect stress testing cards. Who knows? Maybe what's holding you back isn't the campus. It turns out that what's more is the stress level. Well, those are actually the things that we don't learn it in school. So please try it on service.net. I promote free products. And again, they're free. Well, maybe that's all my rambling in quotation marks. Hopefully, this can be done. Motivation or inspiration for those of you who may be struggling. I was also in the salary phase. It's not clear for those of you who are struggling. Good luck in pursuing your dream campus, or those who are struggling to find a job. I hope you get a job. I hope your family is healthy. You are also healthy for me. Those who are looking for a boyfriend, hopefully you won't be single soon. And for those of you who can't find one, you still can't get one. It's natural to be sad, you know? You're emotional. It's natural. After that, you have to move on. Don't blow it off. Move on. Study every day if you can. Need to vent comments? Yes. Please. So that I feel relieved. Need to join the webinar? Yes. Please join the 1%. Webinar like that. But after that, get back up again. And yes, learn at least 1% every day. That is the philosophy of the name. 1%. Yes, for those who don't know. Well, more or less. That's my story. Maybe I can rise from the uncertainty of my high school days. I hope it can trigger a spirit of change in you too. If there are any wrong words that I said, I apologize and I hope that we can all change for the better. Finally, I am Evan at 1%. Well, thanks.